Hey everyone, Beacon here at the Point Mechanic channel, and today I want to talk about my newest favorite rope, which is JLPC from Flow on Fire. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've been a big fan of VPC for many years now, and I've done some different variations by taking out the core and putting in a different core just to stiffen it up or change the dynamics of it a little bit. I'll first tell you why I like just the regular VPC, and then I'll move on to what this is. So VPC is a synthetic rope that has a Vectrin core and a polyester jacket. And as I said, I used it for many years. What really turned me on to it at first is just the fact that a lot of times when you're doing tosses, there's certain synthetic ropes that will twist as you're tossing, and it's just the natural twist of the rope. So sometimes when that happens, the handle doesn't always land where you're expecting it to. Where with VPC, the rope stays straight for the most part all the way through the toss, and that means you're going to have consistent grabs when you want them. So another reason I like this is it has what I call a 4x4 weave pattern. So there's four threads that go this way and four threads that go this way, and they're woven together. Um, there's other ropes that have 2x2s, like the JL rope, for instance, has 2x2 pattern, and it feels great. But once you start spinning it, if you grab onto the rope like this, you'll notice that the rope twists a little bit and it creates these little ridges that kind of go all the way down in a spiral formation on the rope. And while most people can't probably even tell that that's happening in their hands, I could. So when I found this stuff, it's just that it was a no-brainer to go with it. But so I spun the 10 millimeter version for a long time, and then eventually I just wanted something that was going to be just a little bit stiffer. So I took a Technora rope, doubled it up so I fed it through itself, and then fed that in and made that the core. That was called TPC. And I'd been using that for years, recommended a lot of people to it. And then I decided to switch up to an 11 millimeter, and that's what this is. Now with 11 millimeter, I found that the VPC didn't, or the Technora didn't quite feel the same. So I experimented with some other stuff, and eventually I settled on using the core out of the JL rope, which is a Dyneema and Technora blend, and that felt amazing. And I spun that with this set for a long time, and it felt great. But eventually, this rope just does kind of break in, and so the fibers will swell out a little bit. And I think that's what causes the shrinkage issues that synthetic ropes, especially VPC, you'll notice having. So when that happens, it just, since it swells out a little bit, the ropes feel and the dynamics of it just a little bit different. So it kind of loses some of its stiffness. But I lived with it with this set. And then I think it was April, Flow on Fire asked me if I wanted a 3-point set using some of the old heads, which I really like because they're just a little bit heavier. So I said, heck yeah, put some JLPC rope on it. And they sent me this set, and right off the bat, I noticed there was something different about it. It felt much stiffer. It took me a couple days to get used to the feel, but I loved it. And I couldn't figure out why the stuff that I made felt so different than the stuff they made. So when I reached out to Britt from Flow on Fire, she told me that they were using a 10 millimeter jacket with the 11 millimeter JLL rope core inside of it. So that means that the jacket is much tighter on the core, making it stiffer. So stoked about it. I decided to, put it through a lot of tests. I took it to Florida for a festival, and it was really humid down there. So the rope was moist, and then it was hitting on the dirt a lot, and when you get dirt and moisture on your rope, that's what's going to break it in more because the fibers are just going to get kind of chewed up. But I used it there for a long time, or for the weekend, and then after that I went to Burning Man, and Burning Man, with the alkaline soil, really does a number on your props as well. And then I brought it out here to Arizona, and I dropped it in the stream a couple times on a shoot, and a couple pools of water, and then all the red dirt that we have out here can wear these in really quick. So what I noticed was different, though, after all this use, is it's not really swelling as much as the other stuff. And I think that's because it is so tight on that core. And that means it's also keeping its stiff feel. It's maybe a slight bit less stiff than brand spanking new, but it's perfect in my opinion. It does everything that I want it to do as far as tosses go. Tangles, I'm not much of a tangle person, but if you can tangle, it does tangle. These tether traps like that, that's a big test for me to see whether or not I like a rope, if it will latch on to the handle like that, or whip catches, and it does all that and more. So it took probably a couple days of spinning that, well, probably about a week of spinning these consistently before I felt that the tether traps were really locking onto the rope. So anyways, it's an amazing rope. Flow on Fire is actually doing the same stuff with other types of ropes. So there's like the dynamic rope that is a relaxed rope, and then they have, I think they call it a hybrid or a stiffened rope. So they're taking cores out of other ropes and putting it in other jackets. So check out their lineup, and I highly recommend you check out these. These are definitely my favorite, and I know that they're starting to sell them quite a lot now. And one other thing I was going to mention is shrinkage. I don't think it's shrinking as much. So as you can see, this is brand new 3-point set that I haven't used this particular one hardly at all. As you can see, there's only about a half of a handle length of shrinkage that's happened to this. So that's another plus for this. But anyways, if you've used this, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And if you guys want a discount code at Flow on Fire, it is Poi Mechanic, all one word, and it's all capitalized. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I will talk to you later. Bye.